Hello, and welcome to the show. My name's Jerry, and this is
Adrian.
And this week, we are doing Phoebe Bridgers' Stranger in the Alps. Adrian, tell me all you know.
Phoebe Bridgers is kind of a big deal now. This is her debut album from 2017. Since then, she only has one album after this, Punisher, from 2020. And she kind of blew up after that album because of the pandemic, and I think she's just did really well on TikTok. Yeah, became really popular, a huge player in like the indie folk alternative sad girl sort of thing. Elliott Smith-esque vocals, kind of
cool.
like the doubled timid delivery. I was working a summer job in 2018, and I came back from the summer job, and Apple Music, notoriously terrible for recommendations. I found this and was obsessed with it back then in high school. And I know that the people on Patreon voted for this one.
Yes, this was.
Yeah, so
You actually wanted this one to pull through.
yeah, I was lobbying for this for this album to win the poll. What do you know about Phoebe Bridgers?
The name. I know the name Phoebe Bridgers. I'm on TikTok quite frequently. If she's big on TikTok, I've probably heard her, but I do feel a little embarrassed that I can't just yes, Phoebe Bridgers, whatever.
As always, the full version of this episode is on our Patreon with other fun things. You could vote for what albums we do. This one won one of the polls. But yeah, okay, we'll get into it. So this is track 1, Smoke Signals.
It's enveloping, like the sound. It's like a wall.
Mm-hmm. Lovely guitar.
I went with you up to the place you grew up in. We spent a week in the cold. You must have been looking for me, sending smoke signals, pelicans circling, burning trash out on the beach.
Is she an LA native?
Maybe? I think she's been there for a while for the music scene.
Because she doesn't sound accent-wise.
Your eyes is always half shut. Something happened when you were a kid. I didn't know you then, and I'll never understand why it feels like I did. How soon is it now in an 80s sedan? You slept inside of it because your dad lived in a campground.
Those
in the
strings,
back
man.
of a van. You
I've listened to this forever. I'm getting chills because those...
you out until you're dead.
She has a lot of lyrics.
Really powerful guitar plucks, eh? Like huge.
Yeah. But the lyrical arrangement, what she's creating is
I wanna live at the Holiday Inn where somebody else makes the bed.
real.
Yeah.
We'll watch TV while the lights on the
Deeply emotive lyrics, almost farming emotion through really careful choices. Like when Lemmy dies, the world doesn't feel like it changed. I remember that with my grandfather when he passed away. We're driving away from the burial plot, and I'm looking up at the sky going, why doesn't everything feel different? Like why is, and I remember that feeling, and I connected with that feeling through that line. There's a couple other ones, but now they're escaping me, and I knew they would. But the way that she delivers through the music is so sudden and urgent and immediate. To talk through it would be destruction.
And you're right, because I think you said like there's a lot of lyrics, you know, like she going through, she's like kind of, it's like a journal entry kind of feeling.
Yeah.
Where it's like she's describing these like details of her past, but it sounds like it's like a log of activities she's done or something. I don't know.
Totally.
Like it's in a way where you can really picture the scene, like being in a hotel looking up and the stars are gone because there's street lights or whatever.
Light pollution, bruh.
Yeah. There's some clever lines like
Yeah, like when I look at you as a child with your eye half closed, I feel like I knew you then. That is such a... I've had that with so many people where you're just with someone, you're like, yeah, I feel like I've known you my whole life. But the way she words it, you have to think about it. And then it hits you right when she's about halfway through the next line. You're like, oh. So I liked that. I felt she contradicted herself with her last line. Like, you're being let into this pictorial version of her history. And at the end, I'm a concrete wall. I'm like, wait, what?
it's true.
Yeah, I didn't get that. It's interesting, though. It's fascinating.
It sounds sparse, but everything is super... The things that are there are super intentional. Like that guitar that comes in the chorus is so huge. And these really lovely pulled strings that sound super... Like I was getting chills for that whole thing with those strings. Like those... It's such a nice touch. And there's like subtle synth work. You can kind of hear it at the end. This is track 2. This one is, I guess, one of her biggest ones. This is... track 2 is Motion Sickness.
Heavy distortion. So real.
It's true.
She's putting a name to something that's going on right now.
Like, what do you mean?
Emotional motion sickness. So that was her big one. What are your thoughts?
I see why it has a groove to it. It's more upbeat because she's kind of, I guess, now known for the sad kind of folk thing. Just upfront lyrics that I think a lot of, probably more so young people, I think would really cling to and, you know, resonate with, especially with her talking about relationships. Like, I believe this song was about, I forget, something Adams was his last name, I think. And he was like an artist, and he, like, because she says that he was in a band when she was born. And I think they had a relationship. And I think that's what it's about. And he's like way older than her, and it ended, and I forget his name. I know that lore a little bit. Yeah. And in terms of the production, I mean, the little flourishes of like distorted guitar that I think you pointed out at the beginning, they would come in and out. It's just a nice touch. It's just really cleanly produced. I mean, yeah. What are your takes?
I was picturing a couple of my own kids, my own self, people I teach. This idea of emotional motion sickness kind of feels like empathy exhaustion, or the idea that there's so much going on, I just can't care. And I was actually surprised that this was before COVID, because this hit me during COVID, and I just kind of reached this point. I'm like, enough. I can't care about everything, because there was so much going on politically, but there was so much going on medically, and there was so much going on with everyone's emotions with being locked down. So I could see why this grew during the pandemic, because this really accurately, I think, describes, like when you said young people, this is me. And then I'm thinking of my daughters. I'm like, oh yeah, I saw this with them too. For a first listen, this was my first listen to the song. I was like, holy cow, this is something. There's something here. Like, I would actually play this for my students as a, hey, what do you think of this song? How does it relate to you? As just like an opening activity for history or something.
That's a really good point about the pandemic, though. I didn't really think about it like in terms of the lyrical content. Like it does make sense now that you say it, that because her rise was at that point.
This is the saddest part of my life right now. The fact that I don't care as much about stuff as I feel I should or used to. I've created what I think are healthy boundaries, but sometimes I'm like, ooh, I should probably let that. Nope, not gonna let that person in. Like, and I hate that about myself. And I think that's something we do. That's our defense mechanism. We create this boundary, but then I don't know. It's really hard to define those boundaries. An emotional motion sickness, I think, would be being outside of that boundary, right? You're just too much going on, and you just need to get away. So, good luck finding the boundary. I don't know if I'm thinking about it right. I'm just.
No, I think you are. I think sometimes I have a habit of not looking into lyrics as much as I should.
I feel like if I sat here with the lyrics in front of me, I could bore the shit out of you.
Well, we have some form of that. I guess they just come and go pretty fast.
They do, and my memory's not what it once was. The terrible joke.
We could move on to track 3, which is Funeral.
I'm singing at a funeral tomorrow for a kid a year older than me. I'm so blue all the time, and that's just how I feel. Always have, and I always will. I always have and always will.
Dang.
Yeah.
I have a friend I call when I've bored myself to tears, and we talk until we think we might just kill ourselves, but then we laugh until it disappears. I was someone else, feeling sorry for myself when I remembered someone's kid is dead.
Shit. The string arrangements are just incredible.
They almost mask the absolute blackness of the subject matter, and the idea that almost this girl Phoebe is singing about going to singing at this funeral for someone who's a year older than her who died, talking to the dad. It almost feels like that wakens you up to celebrating how beautiful life is and how special every moment is, but it doesn't. It gets you ruminating on the sadness of life, and then calling an old friend that you don't really call very often, only when it's really bad. Oh, the darkness of it. It makes me want to go home right now and hug my kids, this song. Because I see a lot of people around her age, and you just see them smiling and walking and talking and looking at their phone and whatever, and you don't often realize that this could be going through their head. These kind of thoughts, this kind of, I don't know what else to say.
Well, it's also like she checks herself at the end of the second verse where she's like thinking all these things like, oh, I feel so sorry for myself. I feel terrible. But then she remembers that someone's kid is dead. And it's kind of like that is, I don't know if that's the wake up call. I don't know.
It does.
But it's also interesting to your point in the last song where during the pandemic, it's like that song is, I don't know if validation is the right word, but it's like accepting that it's okay to feel sad, you know, which is also a good thing because it is normal. But because she's like, I feel blue all the time and I always will. I don't know. It's like, it's this line that you kind of carefully walk along. You know what I mean? Where it's like, of course it's okay to be sad sometimes, maybe all the time. Some people are clinically depressed. It's interesting because it seems like that gives, I don't know if validation is to people or young people who were feeling that way, especially in the pandemic when that stuff was crazy. You know, everyone went like, you know, in some capacity, I feel like during that period, right? So it's kind of interesting. Also, one thing I will say about a production I love, and one thing that I forget that sometimes I learned a lot from this album back in the day when I was learning how to produce, like she does a lot of things where there's like a kick that's really quiet and it will have like these synths that duck, like it's like a sidechain compressor that she puts on them so they duck a little bit. There's like these synths that duck every time the kick hits, so it's like these like wave, and that's how I learned it through, because she does it on a bunch of songs on the album after this. It's just a subtle little touch, and even the guitar. Anyways, really cool subtle thing that she does that is like just adds a lot in the background.
That's a gem right there. Pay attention at home.
Track 4 is Demi Moore.
The name Demi Moore is an oxymoron.
Take a dirty picture, babe.
What do you mean?
Demi is half, more.
Sleep
Oh.
and miss your face in my home anymore.
This one also feels like Landslide by Fleetwood Mac.
The guitar?
And even the delivery.
It got quiet on the other line. Said the sun was coming up and
I really like that little synth lead. Sounded theremin-y,
Totally.
ghost-like.
Did you find this song so sad you don't know what to say after?
Yeah, that one was pretty sad.
And that's okay. I'm here for it. I'm good with it. In this album cover too, I feel like she's southern or northern Midwestern. I mean southern Midwestern. I don't know. There's something. I just feel like she's got a lot of influences from the South, country, folk. It's funny, as a teacher, I spend probably 20% of every class trying to make sure kids don't feel like this before we get started. That anxiety, that sadness, that fear, I just try to get rid of all that before we can even start. So I spend a lot of time just trying to make sure everybody's okay, looking at them. So this album is actually, it's putting me in a state of alarm almost, like it's making me really pay attention, because I feel like I've got people who need help around me.
Yeah. It's a high stress thing for a lot of kids, so it's good that they have a class where they can be chill.
And it shouldn't be high stress. Like, really, you should be allowed to try stuff, screw up, laugh, and try again. Like, we put so much pressure on people whose brains are trying their damnedest to figure it out. We put so much pressure on them to know what they're doing and what they're talking about. An example of which, if I can go into it, I'm teaching a class called Careers, and I'm talking to my students about the careers, and they're just all have this face like, I don't know what I want to do. I'm like, of course you don't. You're 15. And they just kind of looked at me like, wait, but we're supposed to. I'm like, adults don't know how to talk to teenagers. Teenagers are cool. They know all these great words. They listen to all the best music. They dress the best. They're cool and they're intimidating. I always feel intimidated by teenagers, and they look at me like, what? You do? I'm like, oh yeah, totally. So then when an adult sees you, they don't know what to say. What's up, Rizzers? Like, they don't know. They're just, so what we do is we look at you and we say, so what do you want to be when you grow up? Right? And if you think about that statement, and I said to the kids, think about that statement. What do you want to be, verb, be, when you grow up? So I'm putting myself on a pedestal as the adult, and I'm saying, what do you want to be when you get to be like me? So now, instead of feeling uncomfortable talking to teenagers, I've put myself in the alpha position.
True.
And the kids were like, whoa. I'm like, exactly. And when an adult asks you that, what they're really saying is, I don't know what to talk about with you. I bet you they don't know what they want to do with their life. They're just in a job to pay for their mortgage. And I think that question and the pressure we put on kids to understand their world when no one fricking does, that's why we get music like this more often than maybe we should. Which I love the music, don't get me wrong.
No, I know what you mean. No, for sure. I remember feeling like that in high school. Like, everyone's like, oh, what are you doing after high school? It's like, you got that once you finish grade 10. I remember feeling so anxious about it.
It's bullshit.
Yeah, it's crazy, because then all the kids are just worried about grades and like getting into like schools or whatever.
We pretend we have it figured out, and then we expect them to figure it out while they're not even sure who they are. One of my favorite memories of you in high school was watching you not do your work and reading that Rolling Stones book and looking at what the best albums of all time were. I remember watching you thinking, that kid gets it. I shouldn't have done that, right? According to the rules, but now here we are talking about music. She made me emotionally like frustrated and realize the connection to my life. People like Phoebe help us talk about these things.
All right, well, shall we continue?
15 minutes later.
This is track 5, Scott Street.
She's really folky. She knows what the folk is up.
She is huge.
walking Scott Street feeling like a stranger, with an open heart, open container. When I'm lonely, that's when I'll burn it.
Real.
Do you feel
Well timed.
Yeah.
Said it's
Nice
too
touch.
much shit to carry.
So real.
Mm-hmm.
And what about the band? You said they're all getting married.
Real, man.
Do you feel ashamed when you hear my name?
That bass is so lovely.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm glad I didn't find her during COVID, dude. She would have broke me. I'm like flexing to not tear up at that song. We said this about Adrian Laker. She has something.
Yeah.
There's something real and honest about her and her delivery and then her production, and it's really good. She's one of the greats.
That song, like how it grows and goes to that outro is, I think that's my favorite song by her. Like I get chills every time in that outro because it just builds so nicely, and like group vocals and the strings, and she has a special thing about the emotive quality of her music that so many people relate to. So it makes sense that she had a huge blow up, you know? Really powerful.
Not only relate to, but as a dad, it's so motivating. Like her singing, and because I feel like this is my daughter's talking to me, and I'm just like, dang, here I am every day trying to get by with all the pressures and stuff I feel, trying to be a good dad, trying to see them and hear them and talk to them. But at the end of the day, am I doing enough to make sure that they don't feel this way? And am I there for them to be able to tell me this stuff? And that's what I'm thinking. That's what I'm feeling. I see this in them, but I also see this in me.
Yeah. Yeah.
You put on your sport jacket and your leather shoes, and you get in your car and you go to work and you do your stuff, and you try not to think about these things. Did you want to talk more about the production? I kind of jumped in with lyrical stuff again.
I like the little touch where the drums come in when she says drums. It's like one of those things where it's like, is it on the nose? Maybe, but it works. It's like it's building this tension through the whole thing, and when everything lets go, and you finally get like the bass, the strings, everything. You know, it's like a release of everything where you just kind of just sit there and let it wash over you. Okay, this is the last track before halfway. This is track 6, Killer.
A bit of a shout out to all the true crime stuff that's on TV and on podcasts.
That stuff is dangerous.
Yeah. Apparently you're not normal if you love it.
I can't watch it. It's too painful.
Sometimes I think I'm a killer. I scared you in your house. I even scared myself by talking about Dahmer on your couch. But I can't sleep next to a body, even harmless in death. Plus I'm pretty sure I'd miss you and faking sleep to count your breath. Can the killer me tame the fire in you? Or is there nothing left to do for us?
So is the killer in the song an expression of empowerment for someone who feels powerless? Because that's what it is in real life. That's why killers do it. It feels like this is a flex, but I'm not sure.
I am sick of the chase, but I'm stupid in love, and there's nothing I can do, and there's nothing I can do.
That went in an unexpected direction. First, it seems like she's talking about killing and kind of scaring the person she's with on the couch, kind of expressing her interest and fascination in killing. And often that's like because you feel weak, you feel you've been done wrong. So then that killing motif becomes your way of feeling power again. It's a control thing, I think. And then the last verse, or after the bridge or whatever, I don't remember, she's like, when I'm laying in my bed and I burned all my playlists and my head is rotten, I hope you pull the plug. She kind of is the killer of self at the end, or hoping that the person she's talking to about killing does it to her when it's time. I was like, oh, it's like a two-piece. It's like being young and youthful and having the kill in you, and then when you're old, the last kill is taking yourself. That's what I noticed. I just thought it was nifty.
I like the little piano bits in there because there's like subtle little reversing of the piano. Just every now and then, like she would like reverse, or the producer, whatever, would reverse like a chord or like like one of the piano hits. There's like these little bits of ear candy in the production that she just like scatters throughout. Little things that are just atmospheric and just add to the sadness, I guess.
I'm really into this album, but it's taking a toll. Like Preacher's Daughter had the same kind of effect on me. And Adrian Lenker to a lesser degree, just like, oh, your pain, I'm picking it up.
Yeah. Well, I mean, we're halfway, so.
Thank goodness.
Yeah.
Hey, it's snack time, and it's one of my favorite parts of the show because I like to muck. And so my son, Ethan, was with us. It was me and him shopping, and he saw these. He's like, Dad, Twinkies, mystery. And so it says mystery. We don't know what flavor it is. So apparently these are Twinkies, and they're green in the middle, and no one knows what flavor they are.
So we're going to figure it out, I guess?
Yeah, like I hope it's not mustard. While you're smelling it first, you're so refined. I smells a Twinkie. The hell is it?
I have no idea what this is. That's so funny. I don't know if I like it, though.
Pretty sure I don't like it. Apple. It's freaking apple, dude. It took a while, eh?
Yeah, you're right.
I'm not going to tell my family. I'm going to be like, oh, they were so good. And they'll watch the show later. And if they watch the show later, they'll realize what an ass I am.
Do you think they put mystery because they knew it would flop? They had it and they made it and they're like, oh shit, it's going to flop.
That was some brain candy. That's brilliant marketing, right? Oh, this tastes like shit. We'll call it mystery and people will buy it because people are stupid.
Yeah, they want to know what it is.
Because no one's going to go for seconds. No one's going to be like, oh, remember those apple flavored Twinkies? Let's go to the store right now and buy more.
We're on to the second half of the album. This is track 7, Georgia.
Georgia, southern state.
True.
Known for peaches.
Really?
That's where Justin Bieber gets them.
Georgia, I love your son. Oh, clean.
He just fell in the mud last verse. It's interesting she calls him clean now.
He came up through the water without a sound.
She was in the water screaming. No one could hear her.
With my back to the shoreline, I dreamt that he
So circle back to 2 tracks ago.
Oh, the one, yeah.
She had a dream that she was underwater, screaming.
Sometimes when he looks at me,
And this guitar here, so Smashing Pumpkins.
I know he needs you, you're all that he sees. And if I breathe you, will it kill me?
Stand-up bass.
Will you have me?
Beautiful.
Or watch me fall
This O part feels like a throwback to like 2010s, like early 2010s, like folk rock. I'm thinking of like Best Day of My Life. Do you know that song?
You have to sing it for me.
I forget how it goes.
I hate the cover of this album. I hate it. It hurts me. It's this, I'm assuming it's this young girl who has, when she got older, painted over herself with white paint and made herself a ghost.
I'm pretty sure it's her, yeah.
Oh, come on, Phoebe. Man, if one of my kids did that, I'd be like, oh, you need help. We need to help you. It breaks my heart, this album cover. And I know that's what she's trying to do.
Okay, this is track 8, Chelsea.
For a chemical imbalance, you sure know how to ride a train. Your revolution is a deathbed, and the music is your maid. When someone comes knocking with a needle on a tray, only your lonesome lies beside you, for you told me not to stay. You are somebody's baby, some mother held you near. No, it's not important, they're just pretty words, my dear. There is no distraction that can make me disappear. No, there's nothing that won't remind you I will always be right here. And you spit the blood back, baby. I'm amazed that you're alright. Oh, so long, prison boy, I won't be home with you tonight.
The mixture of darkness and beauty in this track and this whole album, wow. She names some really dark stuff beautifully.
Yeah, she does.
Our muscles all worn down.
Yeah. She has a way of, like you were saying, putting really hard feelings to words in such a pretty way. It's accompanied by incredible production. Like, I can't think of many folk rock-ish albums that have better production that sounds so clean and just really well done and beautifully put together. You know what I mean? I love how in basically every song her vocals are doubled. So it sounds like she's singing super close to the mic, like she's whispering in your ear, and you have two of them, and it almost lends itself to make you pay attention because she's like whispering these things almost and very soft. But what are your thoughts?
It does give her like a presence. Like if someone's yelling at you, you kind of dismiss them. But if someone's whispering at you and it's filling your ear, just the same level as the music, it's like it begs to be listened to. Almost like she takes the human condition and turns it into like this chemical reaction to its environment. I don't know how else to describe it, but she almost like downplays fame and humanity and as just like we're just these things going through the paces. We're all somebody's baby. We're all somebody's kid. It's almost like she's oversimplifying the human condition in a way that we don't ever think about. We always try to amplify ourselves we build these facades to be these big people in society. And she almost like is taking us down a notch and saying, we're all kind of messed up people trying to make our way. That's what I got from the last song.
We're on to track 9, which is Would You Rather.
Playing would you rather when it comes to fire. You always say that you prefer to drown.
Lots of drowning.
You were still in.
Because water's the source of life, so drowning's so ironic.
When the cops suggested you're Next time I see you, you'll show me 100 different ways to say the same things. Come to find out, I'm a can on a string, you're on the end. We found our way out of a suicide pact of our family and friends. And when you touch down, I'll be
Strings, man.
waving.
Gorgeous.
And this was the warmest song yet.
Yeah. And yeah, that's his name, Marshall.
Last time we heard him, he did sound like he had a British accent, and here he didn't.
There's something about a call and response when it hits, you know what I mean? It's just so pretty. And that was nice because you're kind of not expecting a male vocal. We had it like once.
Some of the chords were really bright and warm and unexpected. Like they'd be in the middle of the line, and all of a sudden you hear this chord, like, oh yeah, that's really nice.
Yeah.
They feel happy.
Yeah, you're right that was like the warmest sounding, I think, of the entire album.
I could feel it right here.
Yeah.
Like I don't feel despair right now. I don't want to hug somebody that needs a hug.
I'll let the last two play because the last song is Smoke Signals Reprise.
And low key, we talk so bloody much between songs, you and me.
So this is track 10, You Missed My Heart, and track 11, Smoke Signals Reprise.
Yeah, I love this album.
Yeah.
I love this start with the piano.
The pianos throughout are just really delicate and soft, you know?
Such a strong, fast start. So immediate, this song. We only have a couple more seconds before she starts. Anything else you want to say?
I knew you would, but you missed my heart. You missed my heart. Were his last words before he died. Running through the parking lot, running through the fields. Policeman on my back, something hit my skull and cracked. Heart, you missed my heart. You got
Brutal story.
good.
Brutal.
I knew he would, but he missed my heart. He missed my heart. And just before everything went dark.
At some level, this album is a beautiful lament of life, an expression of true feelings in a really eloquent way. But I also feel in some ways this album is an FU to society, like a middle finger at what we've created and what we're expected to be and who we're expected to be. That's what I feel like. I feel like every educator I know should listen to this album and be like, all right, so this is how kids feel. Let's reverse engineer so that they don't feel like this way through what we do as best we can. Not like we can solve the problem, but I feel like all of our society this almost makes me feel like all of our society to some degree has become toxic, and we need to start talking about it. Sorry about my voice there. That wasn't crying. I'm tough. I think I felt like this too when I was a teenager. I feel like this now. It's just different.
She's really good at just creating these worlds and images that you can pick up so quickly. This last song, like, she's telling a story. It's like you basically can picture everything happening. It's like a movie. Again, she's one of the people who had a lot of the folk world by
The Huevos.
Yeah, by the Huevos. And a lot of people would just Phoebe clones, like the type of lyrical writing, the sad vocal delivery. So she's like really a big player in that. And that happened a lot post 2020.
Okay.
That sound.
Also, though, it's not something I'm going to like download in my car and listen to on the way home because I'm scared I'll jerk the wheel. I'm just kidding. But you know what I mean? Like, it's
Yeah,
so
it's heavy.
sad. Heavy. I know for sure it's an A. For sure. I'm wondering if it's an S. I'm so sad. And I know that's such a cheesy rating scale, but I've always been looking for like bangers that make me. This was really, it was a wake up call for me. Like I feel like different now. I feel like she made me aware of something that I kind of always knew, but she really put words to it. Yeah, maybe S minus, is that a thing? A plus in that realm. I just, cause I'm not happy enough to, like, usually when I'm giving an S, I'm like, yeah, S. But here I'm just like, my poor girl.
I think I'm going A. For no particular reason, that just feels right to me. Of course, I love it, but it's not like one of my favorite albums ever. And yeah, I think I might like her second album more, which is also kind of why. Really love it. I mean, it brought back a lot of memories. Like this takes me back to like 2018 when I first listened to it. So kind of cool.
As always, folks, when we interact with you through the comments, we hear your comments, your suggestions. When you join us on Patreon, it's so great. We really appreciate having these conversations with each other, with you. So thank you so much for joining us this week. Wish you all the best.
Yeah, let us know what we should listen to next. Until next time.
Goodbye.
See ya.